An English proverb says, procrastination is the thief of time. Does this sound familiar? It's another episode of Debbie's Roundtable with yours truly, my sweet self. Seated beautifully here, Deborah Foley. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching from. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, do me that favor. Subscribe, hit on the notification button to get all the videos we upload. Like, share with your family, friends, loved ones, and drop all the comments. They mean a lot to me. I have two amazing people with me here. They aren't strangers to my show, Mrs. Anita Boafo and Reverend Isaac Kofi. We are here to talk about procrastination today. Procrastination is a challenge we all face once in a while. And as far as we have humans on this earth, we miss events, we postpone events. Issues that matter. Nobody can have that heart or mind to say he or she has never postponed anything before. I'm yet to meet that person. So, Reverend Isaac Kofi, in your own terms, what would you say procrastination is?
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. I would say procrastination could be defined as a habit. A habit of delaying tasks or retarding decisions such that you become a bit stressed or anxious, and then it leads to lack of productivity. So basically that's what I would define productivity to procrastination to.
Okay. Would you want to add anything to it?
So I would say procrastination is putting off today's task tomorrow. So what you can do today, you keep saying, I'll do it tomorrow. And tomorrow never comes because every day can be a tomorrow. So that's what I would say.
Okay, so doing today's task tomorrow. Would you want to share with us any personal stuff you knew you were supposed to do today, but then you kept postponing and postponing?
There are quite a number, but the one that comes to mind is on my way here, my fuel light had turned on and I saw Shell and I said, oh, let me go forward a little. There's another one that I know. So when I got there, I asked him, do you take card? He says no. And in my mind, if I had stopped at the first one, I wouldn't have been in this situation. And it was still yellow. So I drove and I said, you know what, the next one I see, I'm buying it. It can be any oil. I'm buying it. So the next fuel station I saw, I stopped in and I got it. I needed that fuel, but I said, oh, let me go for it. If I just bought my fuel at Shell, I'm not trying to give Shell any advertisement here. Yeah. But this is just an example of what procrastination can do.
Sure. Reverend Isaac, were you once?
Yes. When I was doing my MBA dissertation, I had a very difficult supervisor. And so a friend of mine who was also being supervised by the same person went to see him, and he came across as very difficult because the lady didn't really know her stuff. So I tried to really get into the nitty-gritties of my topic and know my stuff before I go and see him. In so doing, it dragged the entire process. For a semester, I had not gone to see him. The first day the supervisor saw me, he was like, really? How come you've not come to see me? I have every right to not make you graduate.
Yeah.
So I almost didn't graduate because I was dilly-dallying with perfectionism and all that. I wanted to really make sure that I meeting him.
So you're putting off
meeting him, yes.
Just to make sure that I'm really conk on what I'm going to. He is the type who wouldn't want to read your dissertation, but would want to really dialogue with you to ensure that you understand what you're writing about. Yeah.
Oh, well, myself, I have a flat tire since last 2 weeks. And there's no way you have to be driving with a spare tire continuous like that. Yeah, I'm here, seated, comfortably, driving with a spare tire.
That makes two of me.
I keep saying to myself, when I get to the organizer, I'll just leave it with him. By the time I close from work, I'll pick it up. When I get to the organizer, I'll leave it. It's still stuck in the car. But I don't know what makes people do that. Why do we do that?
do?
I think we feel like we'll get another chance. We can do it some other time. It's not important now. Because if that tie was important to you and you needed to go somewhere now and you didn't have a spare tie, you can't drive with three ties. Because there are options. It's not important now. We don't see the effect of it now.
We put it off for tomorrow. Yeah.
What I can add is usually when someone is procrastinating, it means a person is delaying a start time or a deadline. You get it?
Yeah.
And so in your mind, oh, I can do it another time. I can do it another day. And then it keeps, one of the best things about procrastination is a tree you should have planted today. The best time you could have planted a tree was 20 years ago. And the other best time is today, because those who planted their trees way beyond 20 years ago are enjoying their fruits.
Yeah.
You get it? And sometimes, practically, we are caught up on social media, the dopamine effect of
those distractions.
Yeah, some distractions that really cause us not to do what we are supposed to do. And there is also trying to juggle between multiple activities without really bringing a finality or completion to a particular task.
Exactly.
Yeah, so those are a few things that make people really procrastinate. And perfectionism. You want to do it, but you want it in a certain way.
You're waiting till
so you want to get everything perfect.
But is procrastination that bad or always bad? Anita, is it that, do you see it as something that is so bad we don't have to procrastinate at all?
It can cost you. I wouldn't say it's bad. It can cost you. Because you didn't see the effect or the need, you didn't do it. But trust me, when that time comes, you will either lose an opportunity, you will lose a relationship, you might lose money, you will lose something. Let me give you a typical example. I had planned to attend my best friend's wedding in the States. And, right now when you want to apply for a visa in the States, the whole system. And I had the opportunity to do that seamlessly without going to the hassle. Guess what? I procrastinated.
Wow.
And the time I wanted to do it, I was 2 days to the deadline. And there was no way I could apply, get my documents, go for interview. Like, I couldn't.
Wash.
And I couldn't blame myself. I blamed myself. So I had to go through the normal interview process. So it cost me a lot of money. Because I procrastinated for a year, what I could have done in just a few days, when I was getting close to the deadline, I was like, this thing has to stop.
And it's just not you.
So it costs. There's always a cost. You don't fix that tie and something happens. You realize that if I had done it earlier. So there's a cost, but we don't see the cost because we keep putting it off. So important. Oh, I'll get another chance. There's another option.
Yeah.
So to add to what my friend said, I think one seemingly funny advantage of procrastination.
Advantage?
Yes, because it's not that bad. It's not always bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
The advantage of that.
You have someone who is very driven and is always all the time working, right? And when the person learns to procrastinate, sort of, it gives the person some space and ample time to rest. So for relaxation and all that, so that you're not always working. Another example I can find, it comes up very difficult. It's at a difficult example, but in the creative space, they need a lot of time to really come up with some of the things that come up to get a creative boost. Sometimes you need to really think, and sometimes the creativity comes from your superconscious to your subconscious, and then it becomes a reality. It takes time. You have to really think and think through But if you're someone who is always on the go and you're not really thinking,
Yeah.
like you do things at the spur of the moment, you don't waste time, you not do too well in the creative space. And I think these two examples will suffice for us.
Well, always being bad, because at times when you delay a task, as you're saying, gives you ample time to plan well. I know you don't agree, but
I do not.
okay. So why are you saying you don't really agree?
Because if you're planning, you factor in the time that you need. I get what he's saying. The person who is always a workaholic, when you pause, doesn't mean you're procrastinating. You are pausing. And the person who is creative has to write a book or needs to paint. If he or she is putting off on starting the process, then that's procrastination. But if he or she has taken some time off to walk by the beach to get some idea, or he has mounted his canvas and has just done the first stroke and is waiting for an idea, that is not procrastination to me. So for me, I honestly don't see the full advantage of procrastination. But another thought is coming to mind where there are a few times when I wanted to do something and I didn't really do it. And then the time I did it, it was at the right time.
So you see.
So then I was asking myself,
I think delaying some task.
Well, so I was asking myself, so is this procrastination? Because I'm like, I was supposed to do this. Oh, I'll do it. And then the time I did it, I was like, if I had done it then, I wouldn't get the effect. So I don't know if it was procrastination or not.
Or you are thinking you say to yourself, you had patience to wait.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You don't want to see it as procrastination, but you are feeling
Because
Because you see, there is always a eureka moment sometime in your life that you're unable to take, but an elixir and then bam, you get an idea.
Yeah.
You get it. So you're not really, if you're, fixated to meeting deadlines, I have to finish this on time here and there, like that bit will be missing sometimes. So that's what we say that.
So then maybe I'm talking about two P's, patience and procrastination.
What is the you want to bring that on?
Yeah, because for example,
Okay, so what is the thin line from what you said? I know you don't want to accept that you procrastinated or you postponed something. You felt you had to give yourself that time to have patience to achieve something, to do something. But then you procrastinated.
Okay, so this is what I would say, patience is, I want to do it, but I don't have the enabling environment to do it.
Yeah.
So I wait. And then immediately I'm able to do it. Then I realize that if I had done it some minutes, days, or weeks ago, I would have missed.
So that's some form of procrastination.
So that's the benefit you got from delaying on that.
It's a benefit, yeah. It's real.
If there's so money, so then
She doesn't want to tag herself with the word procrastination, but then
It's not a good, actually, it's not a good habit.
it is not.
It doesn't help anybody.
So is it a learned behavior, procrastination, or is it an innate thing?
I think when you do it once and you get away with it, you want to do it again.
It builds up. Once it becomes a habit, it takes some time to really develop a habit. You get it. So if it's repetitive and it keeps a continuum process, like obviously it's not a simple thing to break. It becomes a character. Yeah.
Things coming to mind about forming a habit and a character. And I think sometimes it starts in school. The teacher gives you an assignment. It's due in 3 days. We don't do it, and then the last minute, we like the heat, the pressure of, picking your book and so. But
Don't you find some sort of fun? That heat, the pressure, it keeps you focused.
When I was in uni, I used to call myself I work best under pressure. And sometimes when I'm under pressure, like my brain is active and, and people will be laughing at, hey, you work best under pressure. And it's like, but it's really not good because the anxiety and the stress, most of, our working life, a lot of the things we do, the causes of stress is usually because of procrastination. You have something to do. I for once, I'm sitting here, there's something I should have done today.
Yeah.
I know I haven't done. It seemingly is really in my mind and it's a burden. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So, procrastination is not always bad.
Yeah.
We have some benefits.
I rest my case.
All right.
All right. So some of the distractions we feel we can avoid, but then we tend to still go by the distractions, the day-to-day activities. Can we talk about some of them?
So like I mentioned earlier, social media. There's some dopamine effect with all the social media platforms that we use. And so you can get very glued to it. And once you're on it and you're not very disciplined, you're definitely going to miss a lot of deadlines, start times. And I find that to be one of the key things in our generation. A lot of the young ones find themselves so addicted.
Yeah.
And it's become an addiction now. Yeah, so I think it's one of the things. I believe Anita would want to.
Still right.
For me, I would say two things: laziness and being in your comfort zone. You know, you're sitting down, you've washed your clothes, the pile of clothes is on your bed, you have to go and fold. And I know a lot of people.
Oh, you're talking to me.
You are going to church on Sunday. You can iron on Saturday.
Yeah.
We wait and Sunday.
Yeah.
We have to go to work on Monday. You can iron on Sunday. We wait on Monday. What if the light goes off? You can't wear a crumpled shirt to work.
Never.
So I think it's the comforts and the laziness and the fact that you think nothing is going to happen. But there's always a cost. You know, that's when you don't do it now, it will cost you. Sometimes we're able to bear the cost. So we pick a shirt that we sit in the car and then by the time we get to work, it's straightened. But maybe there was a day that you can't wear anything because when people see you, they'll be like, why? Exactly, you know. Or you've put the pile of clothes on your bed. You're coming to sleep. Sort of for the you just
push the massage.
Some people sleep on it and even give the excuse that when you sleep on fresh clothes, it's nice. But we all know you're supposed to fold them.
Wow. When you sleep on fresh clothes. Okay.
I'm not saying try that.
I just want to go and try it and see because I've never heard that. Like when you sleep on fresh clothes, like
it smells very fresh and nice.
Okay. I was just thinking when you use a fresh towel to bath, but sleeping on fresh clothes, I'll try that. I will really have to try that. So what are some of the tips to overcome procrastination? Can we talk about some of them? We can't talk about all, but then some of them.
So yeah, I think that one strategy I use is I break everything I'm doing into smaller tasks so that I try to achieve them step by step. Usually I use a to-do list, and then once I clear it, I tick it. And then I think that setting goals and knowing your objectives, okay, and I'm aligning them to your purpose helps. Sometimes the difficulty in doing everything but really not get satisfied is it doesn't really align with your purpose. So you're doing everything and accomplishing several things, all right, but it's not really what you're called to do. Yeah, and I think that you should be able to reward yourself when you achieve or accomplish.
A form of motivation, right?
I tell you, I use that a lot because it builds you. You know, you're always eager to accomplish something. Last week, my niece was with us. She was completing her diploma in business studies.
Okay.
When she submitted her work, I just told her that I was going to reward her. And she was laughing. She thought I was joking. And I told her, okay, I'm also rewarding myself for completing a Herculean task in my office. So both of us went out and
Yeah.
in a way, she's learning that once I do something, then uncle would
reward.
Yeah, so she cooks. I'm like, okay, you did very well. The food was nice. Let me buy you this ice cream.
Hey.
So that's it.
Okay. So Anita, can you add up?
So I would say being disciplined. If you create that to-do list and you're not disciplined to follow it, it's there. I keep a personal to-do list. So what I do is that every week I write what I'm supposed to do in the week. And then I break that week into days. So Monday, I look at the list. What can I do on Monday? So you do the easiest task first. So what I can do on Monday, and then Tuesday, because if I'm trying to do everything in one day, it will just be so overwhelming. So the first is actually being disciplined to follow that to-do list. And then the second thing is the distraction. Watching videos when you're supposed to do something. You're supposed to, literally, you have a task. And you are going to Facebook or Instagram to check something. And then immediately you do the trigger of swipe, then that's it. You see a video, and then, AI, they'll keep suggesting videos that you... Yeah. So by the time you realize you are on your phone for an hour,
and you wouldn't notice the time.
The time is gone.
Yeah.
So the distraction, it could be your phone, it could be watching a movie, watching TV, or, lying down a little, just some 5 minutes. Your alarm has gone off, and then you snooze for 10 minutes. And you keep snoozing and snoozing and snoozing. That in itself is procrastination.
Yeah.
So those are the two things I would say. Being disciplined to actually follow that to-do list. And then removing all the distraction.
Okay. So can you do something like a positive self-talk? You can, something you can't achieve, but just say to yourself, yes, I can. This, I can do it. That mindset alone can make you just try it. You do it, and then you clear that thing off.
I think so. Sorry to cut you, because I think one of the reasons we put things off is that we think it's difficult. So just like Isaac said, he had the perception that meeting with his supervisor would be difficult. So he kept on putting it off. But like you rightly said, if you can encourage and start the process, I think that God will give you the strength to finish. So whatever you think is difficult, the more you put it off, you have to embrace it anyway. So you just have to learn to start and then trust God for the next steps to follow.
What I can add is words are actually power capsules, okay? Words are power capsules that can either motivate you to act or, dampen your spirit. You can tell a disempowering lie.
Say it again.
You can tell a disempowering lie to yourself. In the same vein, you can also tell an empowering lie to yourself. A lie to yourself that really empowers you to actually want to achieve something. So that is what you may call positive self-talk. It's pushing you to do what you are not capable of doing. It's a lie from the onset, but it empowers you to achieve some goals. Yeah.
That's a good
It is. Okay, so can you just give me a few words to the viewers, and then we just run up and then we go. Anita.
Procrastination comes at a cost. Whatever you're putting off for tomorrow, you are certainly going to pay for it. So if you can do it now, just get it done and over with and be free.
Powerful. So go to the ant ye sluggard, Proverbs 6:6.
Preach it. Come on now.
And consider their ways and be wise. They actually gather their harvest during summer, okay? And they never wait until when the rainy season comes. Don't be tossing about like a hinge in the bed, never producing anything. Whatever your hand finds to do it diligently, and your life will be much better. Thank you.
Alrighty. So give yourself the space to think, dream, try, because time is very, very valuable. Go ahead and procrastinate. Thank you for staying with us once again. Till another episode. Bye.